Action. All right, 6.8, area and sector area. These are the two things that we need to talk about in 6.8. The first is kind of a review. All right, here's a circle and the radius. The formula for area, I heard somebody say it earlier. What is it? Pi r squared. Very good. Pi r squared. That's another reason I like that circumference formula dealing with r. That way both of them deal with r. Area is pi r squared. The only thing you have to be careful about is sometimes they may give you the diameter instead of giving you the radius, and you have to make sure you can type this whole thing in your calculator. If the radius is 5 and you're asked to find the area and round like money, if it wants it exact, then the answer would just be 25 pi. If it wants it rounded like money, then you have to type it in your calculator and round like money. Okay? Do not think that 5 squared is 10. Okay? That's a common mistake. The calculator will do it for you. 5 squared is 25. Sometimes they'll put a decimal in there to make it a little harder, 2.5 or something like that. Nothing changes. It's just 2.5 squared times pi. Okay? Nothing changes there. So that's area. That's a review of finding the area of a circle. Now let's get the sector area. What do you think sector area is going to deal with? All right, what do you think a sector is in your own terms? If you had to relate it to a pizza, what would it be?
A slice.
A slice of the pizza, right? An area of a piece of the circle. If you can type something up that talks about the pizza party and talks about all the different objectives that we're going to do, and you relate it to the standards that are in these two sections, and it looks good, I don't have a problem with submitting it. Not to say that it's not to say that it'll be approved, but I don't have a problem with submitting it. Here we go. Sector area. Sector area, fortunately, is the exact same thing as arc length. We're going to find the area of the entire circle and multiply it by what? By a ratio. And you find the ratio exactly the same way as you find the arc length ratio. You just have to be careful that you're finding the right one. If we're looking at this problem here, and this is an example, and this is 7, and this amount here we'll say is 30 degrees, then this would be, what would your example be? Somebody set it up for me. Who can set that up for me? What would we type in our calculator? The radius is 7, and this angle measurement is 30 degrees.
7 squared.
All right. Taylor, say it again.
Pi times 7
Pi times 7 squared.
squared.
Okay. Times.
30 over 360.
Very good. Is it always going to be 360 on the bottom?
Yes.
Always, right? You're always doing a circle. Circle always has 360 degrees. It's always going to be 360 on the bottom. Okay, you type that in your calculator, everybody practice, and tell me what you get rounded like money. $12.3? 83. Thank you. 12.83. Don't be scared if you get big numbers. If I change that to 27 or 17 and that radius starts getting big, you're going to get a big number like 500 something or 800 something, okay, in a hurry. Or if it's a pretty large part of the circle, right? If I do this and we're talking about this part of the circle, then it's going to be more, okay? It's going to be more and more. I will say that they like doing problems like I showed you earlier that look like this, and they won't tell you an angle measurement. They'll just tell you that all three of those are the same. They like shading different parts of the circle. They may do something that looks like this and tell you that sector and that sector. How would you do that problem? Let's. I'll give you a radius.
Find the area of both of them.
Okay. It says find the area of the shaded sector.
Do one of them and then add 2.
Very good. That would be one way. Taylor said find the area of one sector and multiply by 2. What would another way be? What would your ratio be? Instead of 90 over 360, what would it be? 180 over 360. Either way would get you the correct answer. Okay? Like I said, they like those type problems on SAT, PSAT type tests. Okay? Questions? All right, let's do a few examples on page 232, number 1 through 3, and 10 through 12. I'll write it on the board. Hey.